Yo, 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 welcome back to the Out of the Box Show. I'm John Wallace alongside my co-host James Luffy. Rory is out this week, but we have a very special guest as promised. It is 9 days out, going to be 8 by the time you're listening to this tomorrow, today, whatever you want to call it. We told y'all that we had a major guest coming on the podcast, and we delivered. I'm gonna save who it is until after I shout out Boot Crew Media. Shout out to the Boot Crew Media Network. Constant entertainment this time of year, following the NFL drafts coming up. Luffy's been tweeting out some mock drafts. Make sure to check them out.
Check out the mocks.
BootCrewMedia.com and on social media at Boot Crew Media. Also, want to give a huge shout out to Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty. Blaine Loop is the man. Make sure to call or text him at 504-858-0031 for all your housing needs. All right. For the third year in a row, to preview the LSU baseball season, we have none other than Mr. Cade Beloso himself. And Cade, it's great to see you. It's great to have you back on the podcast. And I think the one thing that LSU fans want to know and they want to hear it from you is, how's the knee?
First and foremost, thank you guys for having me back. One of my favorite podcasts out there. You guys are awesome. And the knee is great, fully healed, ready to roll, just trying to stay as healthy as possible and get that thing as strong as possible. But I'm in a good place right now.
Good. That's great to hear. We know, just to remind LSU fans, essentially running out onto the field. Cade was injured last year in a very tragic season-ending knee injury. Got to pinch hit a couple times. So we got to see him, but we could not be more excited to have Cade back and healthy, and we're really happy to hear that. I guess we'll just jump right in. So you are officially an old fart now. Like you are an old guy on the LSU baseball team. Do you have any trouble relating to like the younger guys? I know whenever we were in college, it was like no cap and phrases like that. We're starting to come around. Like, do you have trouble relating to the younger guys now that you're old?
Nah, man, not at all. I was that young one day, so I definitely do understand it. I feel old just saying that, and it's not hard relating to those guys, and they're fun to be around. They're all young and energetic and stuff like that. But, I do feel old sometimes, no doubt. Especially – we have guys on our team that are like 18 years old. Brady Neal just turned 18 in the fall. I'm just like, wow. That's 5 years older than you.
Well, no matter how old that makes you feel, it makes us feel even more old. So, all right, let's jump right in. Last year, before the season, you were hyped up. Whenever we talked to you, you said that we had some dudes, and we did last year. I'd venture to say that this year, I think the general consensus is that we're more stacked, the number one team leading into the season. Just a brief overview on your thoughts heading into this season, and I guess a follow-up to that would be, do you like being number one going into the season? I know sometimes it's tough being number one, that you don't want to become complacent.
I think the whole number one ranking in the country is a cool thing, and it's a good thing. We have a phenomenal team, but no one talks about it. No one. I don't think I've heard anyone mention how good we are in the locker room, stuff like that. Like, no one even pays any attention to that stuff. We just work every day. But our team is really, really, really special. On the mound, in the field, in the batter's box, we have some legit dudes, and it's such a honor to be in the locker room, share the field with those guys. It's the best team I've ever been on my 5 years here, and it's not even close. I'll say that. And, I've been on some really good teams and had the pleasure to be on some really good teams. So, just that speaks volume, and we have so many future big leaguers on this team, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I was about to say, there must be is there any ego to some of these guys? There's probably 4 or 5 guys that are for sure going to play pro ball as far as make it all the way up and play in the pros. Right. Is it an ego, or is it just extremely competitive between all those guys?
No, I would say there's no egos at all like that, but it does get competitive. Absolutely. Especially, that's just the nature of our sport. You get a bunch of really talented guys put together in one room, and what's your instinct is to win. So that compete factor and that competitive, gene just comes out of everybody. It's great. But yeah, no egos. That's what guys like me are for in the locker room. You're glue guys, so keep everybody in line.
I think that really is important coming from you. You being an older guy, you've always been the vocal leader on the team since since even you were a freshman. You've always been the fiery guy in the locker room. Talking a little bit about Coach Jay last year. Whenever we spoke to you, you had mentioned that it was a great change of pace. That Coach Jay was awesome. What are you seeing after a full year of him at the helm and his coaching style going into year 2 for him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a phenomenal person. He cares so much, not only about us as players, but as people. He's always checking in, asking how you're doing, stuff like that. And then on top of that, he's one of the most passionate people about baseball I've ever met in my entire life. He wants to win more than literally he wants to do anything else in life. Like he literally says his favorite thing ever is just winning baseball games. So just to be around a guy who really cares about what they're doing, and really puts everything in the whole staff, not just Jay. This goes down and trickles onto the whole staff, but they really put everything into winning, and they put us in the best position possible in practice, film for pitchers, film for hitters, stuff like that. It's awesome, man, and I really can't wait to see what he's going to do. Honestly, this year, and then obviously, moving forward, when I'm gone, years past, I truly think they're going to have to put up another intimidator for how many natties he's going to win here, just because of that fire that he has inside of him.
Well, it's funny you say that. Chris Reed said that we talked to him a couple weeks ago, and I know you played with him. He said that we were going to win
2 out of the 6?
2 out of the next 6 natties. So
he's going to build a powerhouse here, no doubt. And I think we're already in the stages of that now, so just he's going to keep doing it. Nothing's going to stop him from winning, and I truly believe that.
Does he have any hobbies outside of baseball? Because everyone talks about he really just coaches the baseball team. I mean, I've seen him in a football practice once, but other than that, I don't know. There's just not that much information out there about him.
He really doesn't have many hobbies that he's mentioned to me. He's baseball 24/7. I know he does like funny movies a lot. A lot of us get him cracking jokes with movies and movie quotes and stuff like that. A bunch of Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler movies. So I know he likes to watch movies, but you won't catch him, like fishing or golfing or anything like that. He's baseball 24/7.
This is another kind of, I guess, off-topic baseball question, but who's the best golfer on the team? I know, baseball players are known to be good golfers. Is there a guy with the low handicap on the team?
Yeah, I mean, I think Garrett Edwards takes that role. He's a stud. He's also we have a group of us called Bogey Boys, and he's in it just because he goes and plays with us every week. But he's not a bogey golfer, But he's legit, man. He can definitely play some good golf for sure. The worst on the team would 100% be Grant Taylor.
I'm assuming the guys are very competitive out there too when y'all go and play. When the Bogey Boys go and play.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're just, having fun with that. You can only play so much, that we get so much time off. So whenever we're able to go play, it's very chill, very relaxed, just taking in the day.
Do you find this is just a question? I actually have 2 golf-related questions now that you asked that, Luffy. Do you find that swinging a golf club messes with your baseball swing at all?
No, it's actually funny that people talk about that. Like, our hitting coach Chief loves watching golf. He loves watching the golfers swing and the way their lower body moves. It's eerily similar to the baseball swing. The only difference is right before you're about to hit the ball, golfers want to kind of keep their elbow tight as possible and not really extend your hands. With baseball, you have to naturally extend your hands, or you're not gonna hit the ball. But he loves watching it, and he says it's similar. So
yeah, so I guess
I don't think it hurts it.
It's similar, but it's different. It's different enough, and it's obviously the balls are different size. But I guess my other golf question would be, what's your favorite on the course snack? There's only one right answer.
It's got to be a glizzy.
Okay, yes. Because I was looking at your Twitter earlier, and of course you said with chili, of course, right?
Yeah, it's got to be a chili dog. Shout out Alex Milazzo and our ex-trainer Corey Couture for that.
They're big chili dog on the course, guys?
Oh, yeah. Well, Alex didn't really play golf, but he loves chili dogs. So does Corey, but Corey also plays really good golf.
He just comes to eat them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
I'm
mean, I
a,
feel like that's the only answer. You should have an on-course snack. You know, it's
I'd,
got
That's
to
right.
be,
I'd agree with that. I was
got to be a grease missile.
you got
That's
to
right.
grease everything up to play better.
Back to baseball for a second. LSU didn't steal too many bases last year. I was wondering who's that guy this year who's going to steal a lot of bases, if there is someone, and do you think that y'all will be more aggressive on the base pass as a whole?
I just think it depends on the game situation. I definitely think we have some guys that can steal bags this year. A couple of guys that come to mind: Paxton Kling. Dylan's really fast. Gavin Guidry is a speedster. Josh Stevenson's very fast. Josh Pearson's fast. So, I mean, yeah, I think we definitely have some guys who are capable. I just think it's more of a, game situation type thing, whether or not we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Cade, walk-up songs. We've talked about it every year. This year, I believe, I look at the graphic. You have the same song as last year.
Yep.
What is it? In Your Love Tonight.
Love Tonight by Shoes.
Love Tonight by Shoes. So, and you had, the year before you had Buy You a Drink, and I didn't look at the year before that, but did you use the same one? Just like almost like, I didn't get to do this last year, so I'm gonna run it back, or do you just really like this song a lot?
Both, really. I used it in the fall games last year, and I had homers in both of them, and then I used it in the preseason, and I was raking with it. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to change the song, and I didn't get to use it last year because I love the way it sounds, and it still sounds so good, and I love it. So, kind of rolling with that.
A lot of talk about Chase Shores throwing 100 miles per hour.
Yeah,
is that true?
Oh
or
yeah.
Is the thing at the box messed up or what? Because
no,
some of these numbers that we've been coming out of the LSU baseball data are crazy. Is he the most impressive freshman pitcher?
I mean, you gotta. I mean, I would go on a limb to say, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty. He's pretty special, man. He's actually my locker buddy, so I get to see him all the time, and he's a great dude. But I mean, he's real. He's going to be the number one pick in his draft his junior year, and I don't even think it's going to be close.
Wow.
But it's 100, but it also moves like a changeup. Like for instance, we were playing on Sunday. He throws on Sundays right now. He threw a pitch to Joe Bear, and it literally moves so much. I was like, wow, that was a good changeup. I look at the board, it was like 98.5. I was just like, what? Like, dude is 18, 19 years old, just casually, very easily throwing 98 to 100.
That's awesome. I'm very excited to watch that in a couple weeks.
Yeah, y'all are gonna love him, man. And he competes on the mound. He's got that dog-like mentality on the mound, so he's special.
Another thing that Chris Reed brought up whenever we were talking to him, he was saying how like there was always such a drastic contrast between like the pre-SEC play where you got guys throwing in the the 80s, upper 80s, and then once you get to the SEC, in the low 90s, mid 90s, and occasionally upper 90s. Like, do you feel like, I guess this is a really stupid question, but I guess, do you feel like Jay Johnson and the hitting staff and Chief, I guess, are doing a job to combat that? That's it seems like such a drastic shift, right? Because you get to the SEC and that's the best of the best, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, we'll do a good job getting adjusted back to that. I mean, I think the pitchers we face every day in practice, like, we're not going to face a better staff in the country. Like, I think we have the best pitchers in the country. There may be some people that are equal to us, but they won't be better. So I think we're well prepared, to crush league pitching, crush non-conference pitching, whoever, We're not facing pitchers, we're facing the ball. That's what Coach Jay always says. So
I'd like to hear that.
This is maybe you can't answer this, but is Javen Coleman back healthy?
I know he's. I mean, I'm sure I can answer. I don't know if it's a secret or anything, but I mean, as you know, he had Tommy John.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the process of coming back. I don't know at what part of it. I've seen him throwing. He looks good. I don't know if he's like close to throwing a pin or something like that.
Yeah.
But I know he works really hard at rehab. He's a good dude. I enjoy talking to him, and I know he's working hard to get back, as soon as possible to pitch. But I don't know where he's at.
Okay. And another lefty, DJ Primo.
Mm-hmm.
I might be saying that wrong.
Yeah,
But
Primo.
Primo. How is he? I've heard a lot of talk about he's going to be a left-handed pitcher who comes in and throws a lot for us this year.
He's pretty good. He's a 92 to 94 from the left side with a good curveball. Throws strikes, competes. He's going to be another arm that we're going to run out there, and he's going to collect outs and punch tickets. So he's a good player, a good dude as well.
Yeah, it's good to hear. I mean, Riley Cooper, he had a ton of work last year, kind of being our only healthy lefty.
Right. And that's tough, but I think we have 5 good lefties on this. I think we have 5 lefties. Yeah, 5. Yeah. So it's Bronzini. Coleman's out, so yeah, 5. We have 5 lefties that we can run out there and collect outs. So I mean, they're all kind of different too. We have some finesse guys, some guys that throw harder from the left side and have more put out power stuff. So it'll be a good mix and match.
That's good.
Cade, what's the extra base hit celebration this year?
Oh man, I don't know yet. I haven't seen anybody work on it in the preseason yet, so I think it'll be like a game time deal.
I tried to slip that in there.
We've given you all hard questions, so I'll give you an easy one. MJ or LeBron?
I mean, I think they're both great. I'm a LeBron fan. I don't discredit anything that MJ's done. I think he's I think they're in their own tier also though. It's like 1A, 1B, and then number 2. So I see both sides to the argument. They're both phenomenal players. I like LeBron better.
Did you get to watch that game last night? I mean, a classic kind of game with him shooting that fadeaway to close it out to get the points record.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show you he's 38, and if he wanted to each and every night, he could put up 36 points with ease. Like he did that in the third quarter.
Yep.
I mean, that's. I don't think people understand how crazy that is. You're not supposed to be doing that in year 20.
No,
you're supposed to kind of get carried, and he's still in his prime. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess he doesn't have trouble relating to some of the younger guys in the NBA, even though considering he's 20 years older than them. So
yeah, I mean, if you think about that, like he's probably played with some of these people's dads.
Yep.
Or played against them. Like it's crazy how that works.
I think he's holding out to play with his son, right? Like
I mean, that would be unreal. That'd be so cool.
That would be crazy. That would be
incredible. Well, Luffy, you got any questions for the man?
I have one more baseball question. Is there a series y'all are looking forward to? Like John said, there's such a big step up into SEC play. I mean, Tennessee at home has got to be like one that you're looking at. Like that's going to be fun. The atmosphere is going to be amazing. Yeah. Any team that you're looking forward to playing?
I mean, not really. We're focused on the first game. In the second game, like it's just kind of how we approach things. Because if you do if you look ahead, then you're just going to you're not going to be in control with yourself, like what you're doing that day, and it's just going to end bad. But I mean, you definitely, when you see the schedule, you're like, oh wow, like that's probably going to be a big series. Tennessee comes to mind. A&M on the road, Arkansas at home. I think we play those guys the first 3 weeks of the season, so we got to definitely be ready to come play during like the first 2 weeks of SEC play. We got to be ready. But we're just looking forward to next Friday. And this weekend, obviously, we still have work to do to get as fine-tuned as possible as we can. But yeah, I guess if I had to look at the schedule, it would be Tennessee, A&M, Arkansas, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Cade, you always say the right things. It really has been cool having you on the past 3 years, kind of watching you progress through your LSU career. It kind of goes without saying, and we have said it. You're a leader on the team, and it's been really cool watching you, and we really appreciate you taking the time to come on with us, and best of luck this season, man.
Yeah, thank you guys, for having me. It's always one thing I'm looking forward to is talking to you guys. I like this podcast a lot, like I said earlier. But thank you again.
Well, hey, even after you move on or whatever, you still got to come on every year to preview the season.
That's right.
Preview it. I might not know as much about the new players, but I'll give you as much insight as I can.
You have to go to all the practices. We'll actually hire you out of college, and you can kind of become our LSU beat reporter.
That'd be funny.
Thanks for your time, Kay. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys have a good one. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
The dude always says the right things. Like he's very well spoken, like team leader. You can tell he's been here before in interviews and whatnot. Thanks again to Kate also for coming on the Out the Box podcast 3 years in a row. That really is cool. The fact that that every year in and year out, and you felt for him so bad last year.
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember,
that's
Luffy,
I mean,
weren't we at the game last year?
yeah, I think we were getting there, and we were like, why is he not in the lineup?
Yeah,
Because there was like a lineup change and
Right.
to move him out of the lineup. Like he was in the lineup earlier in the day, how they tweeted out, and then he wasn't on the field when he ran out there. So we were like, what the hell? But I hope he stays healthy. I hope he gets to play a lot. Great dude. We asked him some tough questions, tried to get him. I'll try to get him to reveal some medical advice about one of the players, which I don't know that.
He like takes a blood oath at the beginning of the season to not reveal that. But
yeah, asked him some tough ones. That tried to bait him into saying they're ready to take on Tennessee at home. That's what they're looking forward to. But they're they're programmed by Jay to give the right answer.
I also find it very, very hard to believe that he just has nobody's even mentioned the extra base hit celebration. That's an LSU and just a college baseball thing. I am a little, it's something that I never would have thought of, but like, I really do wonder, and I wasn't afraid to ask him, but I just didn't feel like bringing up last year whenever we're looking forward to this year. But I really do wonder if there is some sort of provision that Jay Johnson installed to prevent, an injury in warm-ups or celebrations. I don't know exactly when he sustained that injury and whatnot, but it does kind of make you wonder about that. But all that to say, great interview with him. We are stoked for the season. I always like whenever we talk to him, it's time. Like we're by the time you listen to this, 8 days out, starting the season off against Eastern Michigan, going to be electric at the Box. Mardi Gras weekend.
Yeah.
Mardi Gras weekend. Wow.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it wasn't Mardi Gras weekend.
Yeah, and we'll be doing our season predictions next week, and might
have another very special recurring guest. Also, might be making his third appearance on the Out the Box podcast next week.
Yep, and Kay Beloso could be back in cleanup. If you need to clean up, you got to call Workbox. You have to call Workbox. They got storage containers, portable offices, portable restroom rentals, roll-off dumpsters. If you're redoing your house after you buy it from Blaine, call Workbox LLC at 225-343-4886. They got the cleanest porta potties in the business. You got to call Martina Workbox. If you need a roll-off dumpster, storage container, portable office, luxury restroom rental, porta potty, call Martina Workbox. It's 225-343-4886.
Lovey, that was phenomenal.
Thank you.
You are growing, and I can say after 139 episodes, you were kicking ass at that.
Thank you.
So, all right. So, like we said, 8 days out from LSU baseball season, we're going to take a deep dive into the schedule. Next week, likely, hopefully, I did text him, and we just got to figure out a time. But he said he's down to come on the podcast next week. So I'm going to tease that, let the people wonder about that. But a couple of things I want to talk about with you, Luffy. So next week's our deep dive, like full deep dive into LSU baseball. So we're going to get to a couple miscellaneous topics, really.
A house always wins Super Bowl.
Well, the Super Bowl's this coming weekend. But I want to talk to you about your mock drafts.
Yeah.
Okay. So the NFL draft is coming up. I believe it's in April. The Saints, this is a big year for the Saints in the draft. And I want to hear your honest, true thoughts on how you think the Saints are going to approach this draft, given, Derek Carr met with the Saints today.
Yep.
Olave is a piece that we can look into trading. I
think our latest mock draft is probably the most accurate to what I think the Saints will do. And some people think that I just click the mock draft button, start, go. No, I think I stay up all day, all night thinking about these mock drafts, what we're going to do, talking to different GMs, getting a feel of who's going to go where. And I would say our fifth mock draft, which is our pinned tweet right now, is our best one so far. But we will have new ones coming out pretty much every day. Yeah. So
every day until the draft.
Until some changes. Maybe we sign a quarterback or cut someone or trade something. So, they'll be based off news. But yeah, put my heart and soul into them.
Yeah, and I mean maybe even put a few other guys on the trading block to be able to get. I mean, a guy like Derek Carr who can lead our team for the next 10, 15 seasons. So, Lovey, that it's really special that you're taking this time to do that to really, I guess.
You need a taste of football all year round.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So if I can just give the people a little nibble, something to get the New Orleans Saints fans excited, it's the least I can do.
You just got to get that. Got to get that emotion, sir. Sorry, I coughed. All right. So LSU basketball stinks.
Yep.
By the way,
shout out women's team. They're playing number 1 South Carolina on Sunday at 1:00 on ESPN national TV. Number 1 versus LSU's number 3. 23-0 versus 23-0. Sunday 1:00. Tune in. Kim Mulkey
at South Carolina.
At South Carolina.
Revenge game kind of for Kim Mulkey after
her comments last year.
Well, the coach beat her out for coach of the year. How could you do that?
It's a double revenge game.
Double revenge.
Yeah.
So, the women's team's phenomenal. I watched their game the other night. It's just
they're a well-oiled machine. Is what they are.
I mean, get your futures in now, right?
Yeah.
Don't want to jinx anything, but also, I saw an article today. I guess I could say this. I work in the Advocate building, so I get all the news firsthand.
No one come stalk John at work. Now.
Please, fans, just if you want my autograph, just wait outside and tweet at us. I saw an article that said like Kim Mulkey has like 170 outfits or something.
Yeah, I saw there was some pictures of her closet. Yeah.
So yes, when is that? Saturday.
That is Sunday at 1.
Sunday at 1. Get
ESPN.
your winning in before the Super Bowl.
Yep, that's right.
Which we are going to talk about in the House Always Wins segment presented by the House Bar in Tigerland. Shout out to the House Bar in Tigerland. Jeff and Casey over there killing it. Springtime, crawfish bowls, beers, drinks, friends, home. Wow.
That's right.
That was like the Buffalo Wild Wings.
House is home.
Wings, beer, sports.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure to head on over to the House Bar in Tigerland. Follow them on Twitter at Tigerland House and on Facebook and Instagram at House in Tigerland. Also, houseintigerland.com. You can get you, Lovey's not wearing a sweatshirt right now, but you can get you a cool house sweatshirt, hat, book a private party, you name it. Best pizza in Tigerland, House Bar in Tigerland, crawfish, beer, sports, friends, home. All right. Super Bowl Sunday. It stinks. It stinks. It stinks. Honestly.
No joke.
Love the Super Bowl every year, but as soon as it's over, that's it until the XFL 2 months later. So the Chiefs and the Eagles are squaring off. I think.
Breaking news. Russell Westbrook's been traded and he will be bought out of his contract. Would you take him in New Orleans?
Is he coming to the Pels?
Well, no, he's not traded to the Pels.
He said he got traded. So
well, no, but you know how they trade him and then buy him out? He is traded to Utah.
But he's not ever going to play for Utah, correct?
Yes. So like he'll be a free agent.
Okay. Well, you heard it first here. All right. So the Super Bowl's this weekend. It's funny. I was actually in Scottsdale, Phoenix for a wedding.
How was your trip?
Weekend. It was fantastic. Shout out to the Wiegans. Great wedding, great weather, great time, great friends, good wine, great golf, Luffy.
Yeah. What was your favorite golf course?
I know you were jealous of me. I played. If you ever get a chance to go out to Scottsdale, make sure to play the Arizona Country Club.
Ooh.
That
is private?
A private course that only somebody who is a member there can.
Was that the nicest of them all?
Yes.
Yes.
It was very well kept.
Yeah.
We had a caddy.
Yeah.
I had a caddy.
That's awesome.
No, we drove in the cart.
Oh, he had a caddy with you?
The caddy just ran down like 150 yards and like found our balls after we hit. And then he was like, yeah. He was like, what are you hitting? I said a 7. He's like, nah, you need a club up. Here's your 6. Already had it ready to go.
Yeah.
Like he was wearing the full Masters white jumpsuit
That's funny.
and a pair of Hokas. And
Yeah.
cool dude. I forget his name, but he was very knowledgeable, knew his stuff. Had to fill in a ton of divots for me. He had the sand. He knew as soon as I went up to my ball to hit, he had the sand ready to go.
That's good. You were making a divot.
Yeah.
He only had to run 150 yards off the tee to get your tee shot.
No, but whatever. However many yards. I'm not the best at judging distances and whatnot. But no, I was crushing the ball. When I made solid contact, when I wasn't slicing the ball, I was actually playing very well. But then the worst part was whenever I would hit a good drive and then make a 9.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, you got to get the ball in the hole.
I just lost my cool. So yeah, shout out Arizona was awesome. Shout out the Wiegans. All right, so yeah, there were some people wearing jerseys, here and there, but this week's the real week of the party. But I did see the stadium and they had the big Super Bowl banner and whatnot. But in Arizona, I believe the Chiefs, take that back. The Eagles are -1.5 point favorites right now, and the over/under is 50.5. Got to take the over, right? I've kind of said this before. I don't really like taking the over in big games because it always seems like there's a slow start. The Chiefs sometimes can get off to a slow start and then end up playing coming from behind and making it a close game. What do you think?
I flip-flopped. I flip-flopped on this game. I was Eagles first.
I'm on the Chiefs.
And now I'm on the Chiefs.
I'm on the Chiefs, dude.
But sharp money's on the Chiefs.
Ooh.
The majority of people are on the Chiefs. I mean, majority of people are on the Eagles. I think it's 75% of the bets.
So I don't like any of that. So if you fade the public and you take the Chiefs, then you're taking the sharp money. Which the sharps, we're not sharps. So if we're not sharps, then we're the opposite.
No. I think every sucker and their mother's taking the Eagles because the Eagles are a better team. If you've watched the NFL this year, the Eagles have been a better team. They're better everywhere but quarterback and where else?
It doesn't come down to that.
And tight end.
It's so important.
No, that's what I'm saying. Look, but the Chiefs have a better quarterback and they have a better tight end. And Kelsey. I mean, Kelsey's the best tight end of all time. And I think that the Chiefs have done it so many times, and a lot of their guys have been in these games, and I just think with the Jalen Hurts injury, he has not thrown the ball as well. He did not look good in the championship game, regardless of our Eagles -2 birthday bet that 1-0 in cake bets.
Cake bets
1-0. But
if you know, you know.
Regardless of all that, he didn't look good. I mean, they killed him, but they killed the 5th string QB for the 49ers. But Jalen Hurts didn't throw the ball well. I guess I'm probably going to ride with the Chiefs.
So whenever we were watching the game, the Chiefs game, that is, I watched. That was after the Eagles game, and I couldn't help but just think about it. The Chiefs have made it to 3 out of the last 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah,
won 1, lost 1. I believe. Yeah. And I just don't see a scenario in which
this is their 6th straight championship game, right? Yeah.
Something like that.
6.
But the Chiefs have made it to 3 out of the last 5, won 1, lost 1, I believe. Fact check me if I'm wrong on that. I don't see a scenario in which Mahomes loses more Super Bowls.
He would be 1 and 2, in Super Bowls.
And I know he's young and whatnot, but I think I don't think there's a window as long as you have Andy Reid and Mahomes. But Kelsey is getting older.
The players will turn over multiple times. I mean, like in Brady's era, he had different players with his different Super Bowls around him.
Yeah.
But they continue to find weapons. But Kelsey's a special player, and then to not win this one this year with Kelsey playing like he is
right
would hurt.
And I the Mahomes ankle injury, I was concerned about heading into the AFC Championship game. That it doesn't really affect Mahomes. It does, but it doesn't. It only does whenever he's not actually playing. Like whenever
Yeah.
he's getting the play in and running back to the huddle, that's when he limps, and then it just seems like it just goes away, like the adrenaline kicks in.
The halftime thing is kind of an issue with it being a little bit longer halftime. Him sitting back there and that ankle gets tight and that stuff starts to wear off. I mean, you could see him not move as well as the Bengals came back in that second half. But he's still Patrick Mahomes, and he's had 2 more weeks to get it ready.
He's just so smart, and I like the feel of this game because I do think it is going to be a high scoring game. I'm going to end up taking the over, whatever it is, 50.5.
And the referee who is officiating this game is number 1 in flags, I saw. And
the referees like the whole NFL rig thing, whatever. I don't actually
the script.
I don't really believe that.
Script.
But if the NFL were to want a team to win the Super Bowl, it'd be the Chiefs with Mahomes, right? So, but then again, Jalen Hurts makes a great story.
I don't know.
Jalen Hurts has played phenomenal this year. These are 2.
I think by the time they get to the Super Bowl, it's like, all right, they did their job. If they're any.
These are 2 really good teams.
The script's done its job. There's no script for the bowl.
I'm kidding. I don't actually believe in that. I'll tell you what, if I ever, and along with the whole country, were to ever to find out that there actually was a script and that it actually was like that, there'd be that, Goodell would be sleeping outside, I guess, for the rest of his life. Not me. But he I don't know if his house would make it through the night, if that makes sense. I'm not an arsonist, but anyway, yeah. So I do think it's going to be a close game. I do think it's going to end up going over. Always in big games, I like to say that the first half is going to be kind of slow. I think the Eagles, don't be surprised if the Eagles end up going up like 14-3 and then somehow the Chiefs battle back. But the more I think about it, the more in I am on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm all in, not all in, but I'm very.
Should we bet it like Chiefs -3 and get a little juice?
Alternate spread?
Yeah.
I'm always about an alternate spread.
I know you are. Your face lit up when I said that.
I'm gonna do all right. Here's what I'm gonna do. Give me the odds. It's gonna be 3.5. I guess for the alternate.
Hold on. It's gonna take me a second. This app takes like forever to load. I'd have to do it on a legal app to.
What do you mean? Is there any other kind?
Couple.
Are you in grave danger? Is there any other kind?
Let's see.
It's from A Few Good Men, I think.
Okay. Super Bowl.
I thought you would have it by now. All right. So anyway.
Thank the people, John.
Anyway,
Thank the
plus
people.
1.5. You might as well take the 1 point. I don't think it's going to come down to a 1 point game, but you never know. You might as well take the 1 point. If you're the Eagles, if you're going for the Eagles, you take -1.5. I would say
also Kelsey anytime TD is always a good prop, but it probably will not be good odds.
Fuck this. I like whatever Pacheco's odds for anytime T. I'm sure that's probably a little bit less than Kelsey or whatever, but like that one as well.
No, that one's probably better.
That's what I said. Yeah, it's probably better, but then again, you don't know. Kelsey is a touchdown machine.
He's plus 115, John. Pacheco.
What is Kelsey?
-120.
So he's more likely.
Yeah, for sure.
So you get a little plus odds with Pacheco. So that's what I'm rolling with. I'm going with the over. I'm going with Kelsey or Pacheco anytime touchdown plus 115, and the Chiefs plus 1.5, and whatever an alternate spread Chiefs -3 is. Get you a little juice on that. I could see this going
plus 142.
Plus 142. All right, that's plus money. I just don't see. I could easily see the Chiefs not running away with it, but winning handily. But I can't see that the other way with the Eagles. Do you agree? I can't see the Eagles winning by 2 touchdowns. Like the Chiefs don't get.
I could see a blowout in this game, sure.
For the Chiefs.
For either team, like if someone were to get a good lick on his ankle earlier and he's limping around and they get up, that defense the Eagles defense line is the best in the league. They're leading in sacks by over like 25 sacks, comparative to any other team in the league this year. So I could see a blowout either way in this game.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Any final thoughts as we head into Super Bowl weekend?
Go Tigers.
Last weekend of football for
Clyde activated.
Really?
Someone just responded to the mock and said, "Boy, been sipping on Grandpa booze a little too long."
Hey, newsflash, Twitter commenter, you're right. Shout out to the
That is
House
true.
Bar in Tigerland, Workbox LLC, Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty. Also want you to know the Keller Williams and Equal Opportunity Housing Partner. Each office independently operated, owned and operated. Workbox LLC and the Boot Crew Media Network and DraftKings. Shout out DraftKings. Enter promo code BOOT. Bet on the Super Bowl this weekend. Enter promo code BOOT. Bet just $5 and get $200 if your team wins. DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of Boot Crew Media. And Muffy, 8 days.
Yep.
This is the most significant number
We're back.
in LSU.
We may be
baseball.
credentialed. May.
Yeah, we got to figure out. We gotta make some moves on that.
Yeah.
This was a good reminder for me to get on that because, as you know, we're official.
Yep.
We're officially part of the media. Hopefully, we have a pretty cool guest that is part of the media coming on next week.
Bang.